Whoa, that's crazy, y'all. Oh my goodness, I'm happy. What's going on? What? Did y'all find somebody? Are y'all like madly in love and you all get married and you didn't tell me? Well, there's no cards in here that really say marriage, guys. But Jesus, you guys are starting something here in the future that's pretty serious, that you guys feel very serious about. And you're the Knight of Wands, so I feel like this is you being in your energy. You feel really good here. And I know I'm jumping ahead. I'm not even looking at the past here, but it's just this one is so interesting, right? Because you have the Knight of Wands. This is somebody that's it's feeling very good in their in their energy. And you're exploring, you're trying something new. You're going out there. Now, starting from the past, you have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is someone that is potentially a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but they're just these are just like possible energies of the card. They don't have to be water signs. This person could be someone else. This could be like a fire sign even. But this is someone that's very, very emotional, very loving, very supportive, and he has this deep knowing. I don't know. It's like, it's very emotionally centered and very emotionally based. It's obviously intuition, right? So it's intuition that he's feeling, but most importantly, he feels a lot. He feels a lot of things. You can say something very wonderful to him and he'll feel it for ages. You'll say something hurtful to him and he'll feel it for ages. And it is usually very intense how he feels his emotions, but he understands his emotions and knows where they're coming from. The only thing here with the King of Cups is that he has an issue with communicating. Now, this king isn't the communicative knight. He likes to kind of hold things in and kind of talk, feel the world, but not communicate with anybody. So you could be dealing with somebody like that, somebody that could, that's not very expressive in their emotions. They could be holding a lot of things back. They could have an issue with expressing their emotions, but they are very intuitive and very in tune to how you could be. They're very romantic as well, and I feel like there is a lot of love for this individual personally that you may have here, because this person not only gives love, but he feels love as well. So I feel like this could also be you guys, but I wouldn't read you guys as kings. I would particularly read you as your sign here as you come up, right? The knights. But I really like this. Internally though, you have the Ace of Wands. And typically I would go on to the present, but I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with you guys this time. So internally, you guys have the Ace of Wands, and that is really, it's really talking about starting something new. Honestly, something very exciting, something full of passion, something that can really engage you. And I feel like this, for a lot of you guys, this could be like an ex coming back for some of you. This is someone that you've been in love with for quite some time. And you've rekindled this, this fire with them, this relationship. And that this new start, it's definitely led you to this place where you had to figure out which direction to take, right? Two of Wands. Stuck at a crossroads, you're unsure of where, you're not really sure of which direction to take, but you took a direction and you stuck with it. There was a lot of work that was obviously going to need to be done on the process, but nothing that you were overburdened with or anything like that. But I feel like you guys have made a decision to go ahead and pursue something with this individual here, with this King of Cups. Now, since you have made some sort of decision, there's another decision that's coming up here in the present. Okay, the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is one of those decisions that are a little bit harder to make. And potentially, there is even a situation that's very hard and very difficult to handle right now. So there may be something, there may be a bit of avoidance or refusal to see something. Now, for this person individually here in this card, like the Two of Swords, it's very hard for this person to make a decision, because they're not seeing what needs to be seen. Like, they're throwing darts at a dartboard, but they don't even know where the target is. They're blindfolded. So it's hard to make a decision about where to shoot, where to throw, where to just go ahead and take your truth, to be absolutely honest, or which truth to utilize. Potentially, if there is, there's no sight, that you can't see what's going on. You can't see what's needed to be seen. Okay, this could be this could be that you're dealing with a difficult situation with someone, or you're dealing with an individual that is that's honestly, they have serious problems with denial potentially. Like they have, this person may be denied, like, no, this isn't happening, no, this isn't bad, no, this isn't this, but that's it. In actuality, yeah, it's probably something very, very taxing for the both of you. And I feel like with this individual that you're dealing with, you have a decision to make in yourself, right? Like there may be something that you have to decide for yourself for this individual about what you want, but it's still a very difficult decision, especially if they are denying things that they're doing. Now, for some of you guys, this I really feel like this could be you as well. Like maybe there is something that, again, like I said, a difficult decision that's coming up for a lot of you guys, but it has a lot to do with, has a lot to do with potentially your internal energy, which is temperance. Balance, slowing down, taking time, and really keeping the balance going, if that makes sense. It's very interesting. Temperance is also your card as well, Sagittarius. This is the card for Sagittarius. And usually in the Rider-Waite, there is an angel here. There's someone that's coming down and sending from the heavens, taking two chalices and pouring their cup, pouring their water. I am having an issue communicating or talking today. I know, I can't words. But they're taking the chalices and they're pouring water out of each cup, right? And it's impossible how the way she's doing it, the angel. It's just like it's pouring into one cup and somehow it's very far apart, and somehow it still makes it into the cup. She's making the impossible possible because she's centering herself. She's got one toe into the water. She's feeling the current. She has one foot on earth. So as she's feeling the vibrations of the earth beneath her, and then she's in the sky, and she's balancing the water through the chalices. She's moderating everything. She's literally in zen with moderation, and I feel like that's the hard part, right? I feel like there could be constant stress in your environment, stressful environments, but internally you are trying to maintain stress, and that's going to be very difficult. So if this is you guys, I really feel like for a lot of you guys may be feeling like you have to make a quick decision, that you need to make a decision now, snappy, immediately. I feel like with temperance, it's totally okay to take a step back, to slow it down, to really look at your options, to really, really slow, to hold on a second. And for some of you guys with temperance, you guys may have to wait. There is some sort of waiting period, because temperance, right, for a lot of us, there could be a situation where the universe is like, hold on, you're not ready yet, take your time with this. There's something that you may need to decide before you can make this, for things to proceed, for things to move forward. So there could be some sort of waiting thing. Now, what you're waiting on could potentially be your heart's desire, like getting to where you want to be, getting to that place of emotion where you want to feel more fulfilled. Because this is the Nine of Cups. This is the wish card, right? This is manifestation card. But mostly, this is the emotional fulfillment card, because you've reached this point of now knowing what you want and then releasing that. My thing is, why would it be a difficult decision? You know what I mean? Why is this a difficult decision? Let's take a look. Actually, I'll use the Rider-Waite. Wow, the Six of Wands. It's a difficult decision to take action or travel to where you want to be. It's almost like it's figuring out what it is that you want. That's the hard part. I don't think you know what for some of you guys, you may have a hard time figuring out what it is that you want. Potentially because the situation may be so stressful, right? I mean, usually the Two of Swords is not a very stress-ridden card. It can develop stress, but I do feel like the Six of Wands is showing you that it's not necessarily showing you, but more so it's signaling that maybe there's a sort of path that is necessary to take, or some sort of action that's necessary to take to be able to get to where you want to be, or at least to know what you want, right? It's making a decision about which path you're going to take. And it's kind of hard because you may feel like you don't truly trust each option. That's what I'm getting. Because temperance is all about, moderation in all things, taking your time, taking it slow. But with 9 of Cups, I really feel like the 6 of Wands could be that. 6 of Wands is that, excuse me. Yeah, 6 of Wands is that there may have to be some work done after this decision is made, but at least you will get to one place. There's no bad decision that you need that's coming up. I know I've been rambling on about this for a while, but there's no bad decision with this. And we're talking about your relationship here, right? We're mainly talking about your relationship. So this could be that there's some sort of difficult decision that you have to make. Internally, you're very calm about it, but it's potentially because you don't see what's in front of you. You don't see what's going on ahead. Maybe it's because you feel like you have everything that you want, but there is some steps that need to be taken. Steps in regards to potentially making sure that your boundaries are, are stable, making sure that you're okay, making sure that you're in a place of zen at all times. Now, the future is very interesting. You have the Knight of Wands with this. The Knight of Wands is indicating here in the future is like more fun, more passion, energy. Honestly, it's really about exploration and experiencing things, right? And Sagittarius, you are the teacher and you are the learner. You're the student. So there will never be a time where you stop learning, and there will never be a time with your experiences and your gaining of knowledge that and deep understanding that you will ever stop teaching, right? You're very, very knowledgeable. You're very open to things. You're very open to new ways of doing stuff. You're very open-minded. And with this, I feel like there is just like, it opens more doors, especially with the Ace of Pentacles. Perhaps you start you feel more grounded in yourself, right? Maybe you feel more grounded. But most importantly, this is committing to a new beginning, a beginning that's taking a long time, right? From here to here, there's still other than, waiting and keep maintaining yourself, you're finally potentially making progress, but this is still a slow start. And a slow start with a Queen of Swords, with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So for some of you guys could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But this, like I said, the Queen of Swords, it doesn't necessarily have to be an air sign, excuse me. It could be someone that you find that's very intellectual, who can be potentially very serious. Someone that you feel is very good with advice. And just they kind of have this, they're very cutthroat with how they communicate potentially, and they don't, they lay their truth very raw, and they're very direct with how they communicate. So potentially you're discovering a new way of going in certain directions in your love life, with someone that you feel can potentially be very cold. This could be also it's very interesting. I don't think this is you. These are two very opposing energies, right? They're very opposite in a sense, because if this is Gemini, you're definitely opposing. The Knight of Wands is more free-going and easy-minded, easygoing, free-minded, carefree, right? The Knight of Wands is very carefree, but then you have the Queen of Swords, is very serious, very logical. She's very, serious. Like it's really, it's very interesting, right? But if this is your partner, then that's different, right? If this is someone that you love, this is someone that's in your life right now, and you are committed to them because you're wanting to start something new, which makes so much sense. Therefore, you're starting a new journey. You feel very passionate about starting something new with someone that you feel, is, mature enough to handle the journey with you. All right. There could be even an age difference or a maturity difference with that, because you're going from the King to the Queen to the Knight. So there's a lot of, variations and levels of maturity and age. So you could be dealing with someone that has a different age, an age difference. That could potentially be why the situation here is a little bit weird, because you have the Two of Swords. Like, you don't know what to decide, what to pick, or maybe there's just a difficult situation period. There's nothing to decide. Maybe you already know what you want, and that's the thing. But it's about removing the blindfold and going after it and actually doing it, which is why the Six of Wands is coming up. I think right now you're kind of in a place of zen and peace, in a place of, of harmony, or a place of waiting. Maybe there isn't, it's really weird. Perhaps this waiting that you're doing is what's kind of keeping you back from some weird reasons. Let me go ahead and pull. Let me try and see. Why is the Temperance card coming up for Sagittarius in their internal energy for their love life? The Three of Wands. Yeah, that's waiting. That's waiting for something that you're manifesting. Waiting for something that you want. I don't know if you guys have put in the, I don't know. It feels like you guys are putting in the work currently, because when the Temperance card comes up saying just focus on you, focus on yourself, take it down, slow it down a little bit, and focus on what you can work on. Allow divine timing to happen, right? Allow divine timing to work its magic. And like I said, Sagittarians, y'all are magic. So for some of you guys out there, this could be that, you're taking your time, managing yourself, putting in work, and you are, currently waiting on something, waiting on something to return to you. What is the wish now? Now it makes me wonder, what is this Knight of Cups coming out for? Ah, the Ten of Wands. That's very interesting. Maybe they completed a cycle that's a burden on you guys. So potentially, yeah, like I was saying, your environment is very, it's putting you in a situation where you're not really seeing what's going on. So you're trying to remain peaceful. You're trying to do the best that you can and maintaining yourself, so that way you can eventually wrap up a cycle that's been putting you to, that's been burdensome to you. And I feel like this could be that with your relationship, right? This, this difficult situation in your relationship, potentially getting yourself on track, or getting this person, getting involved with this person has put you under a bit of stress, potentially. And the best that you can do is do the best that you can. But I feel like your efforts will, will show to be very wonderful. Doing the best that you can for yourself. Deception. Whoa. So someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Again, when I was saying denial, remember I was saying denial with the Two of Swords? Typically, the Two of Swords is not seen as a lying card. All right, the King of Cups could potentially be very manipulative as well, but I don't feel that. I don't feel that at all with the with this energy. I feel love. I feel pure love here. I feel like someone is very supportive here. The King of Cups, he wouldn't lie. So I mean, he could potentially be very manipulative, but I'm not getting that energy for this. I'm really not. But potentially, maybe he made you decide, or she made you decide. There's some sort of energy here that requires some sort of direction to take. But there could be an ultimatum now. But ultimately, with deception, I mean, I'm not getting ultimatum. I'm just getting like a difficult situation, and something that you're not seeing. Maybe there's this difficult situation that you're having to deal with, that you have to actually act on. Maybe there's a lot of waiting that's being done internally. Like maybe you think, the tide will pass, the tide will smooth the stuff out, and you have this burden that's going on externally. Like that could be the deception all in itself. Perhaps there's a situation that you need to deal with this partner. Something to just level the playing field, not break up with them or anything like that. But it's going to require some effort on your part to communicate what it is that you need to communicate. Because I feel like you know what you want, but it's going to take action to do so. That's why the Six of Wands comes up. And that's why you also have this Ace of Pentacles coming up. This can move to something very serious and in the right direction that you feel you can stand by, that you can work on, and you can commit to. But I don't think anybody's lying. I don't think anybody is, manipulating. But I do maybe think that there is a bit of a deception, only of the situation, of the environment, not really seeing the environment for what it's truly showing you.